Hello everyone, and welcome to this Video Sans Frontier video. My name is Jay Wakefield, and today I'm going to be taking a look at a couple of laptop computers. Oh my goodness! Yeah, these are laptops. I know that basically if I've stacked them both on top of each other, I've made something the size that's actually probably bigger than LMO3's Leo Sayer PC. But yeah. But let's just kind of do a slow pan and scan over this. So what you're looking at here are a couple of IBM ThinkPad 380s. In this case, the 380ED. Now, some of you will remember in 2014, I actually got myself a 380E, which was a passive matrix displayed laptop with a Pentium 150 and well, I think it was a 2 gig drive and some memory. I can't mind how much it was. But it had no Cd-Rom drive. Now these machines do. I got them on eBay for 28 quid for the lot. And one of them is in good working order and in good cosmetic condition. The other one is a bit battered and bruised. So, without further ado, let's take a look at them. Now, both of these machines are the same model, but like I said, the only difference is the condition. And when I got them, they both had exactly the same specifications. I have actually gone and adjusted some of the specs somewhat. I've replaced a hard drive in the top machine here, but apart from that, they are still pretty much identical. So let's have a look at the 380ED. See what's what here. Okay. So on the left side, you have a power switch. I do believe that is the infrared port. 2 card bus Pcmcia Type 2/1 Type 3 card slots. On the front, you just have the lid catches and what I do believe, well, I think that could actually be the speaker rather than the microphone, thinking about it, because the speaker is kind of in the middle of the machine. And on the right side we have the Cd-Rom drive, which on this machine does have a button, or a button. Those of you who watch that video, you might remember what I was talking about. Floppy disk drive, volume, and then you've got your line out and line in. So this one's a microphone, well, microphone in and headphone out. You can plug in headphones, speakers, or whatever your little heart desires. And then on the rear you've got VGA port, IEEE 1284 parallel printer port, serial port, RS-232, DB9, DCN, PS2 mouse and keyboard port, and event. So that's literally what you get on the outside of one of these things. So how do they operate? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the slightly battered example first, and then we're going to install Windows 95 on the good one of these. So both of these machines came with a similar software install. Both of them came to me with Windows 98 2nd edition and Office and what have you. One of them came with Microsoft Works 2000 and Money 2000. The other one came with kind of some more modern applications. Instead, it came with Firefox and a slightly newer version, I do believe, of Adobe Acrobat Reader. So what I'm going to do now is plug it in. Now, Blue Planet 64 viewers will remember I had a 380D, which was basically the active matrix version of these machines, and that when you plugged it in, it would make a slight whining noise, like and this one does the same. In fact, what I'm going to do, just because I'm a bit bi-curious, I'm going to actually take out the battery, see if that helps. So I'm just going to pop that. Okay, so I can still hear an electrical whine, but nothing nothing too sinister. I mean, this battery is toast. It's a lithium ion, which I find quite interesting because the 390X, which I'll be talking about in another video, one of the utilities you can get for that is the NIMH battery reconditioning tool. So I'm guessing you could get a better battery on this than the 390, or is it just something that IBM forgot to stop including? Anyway, enough about that. Let's lift up this latch and watch as bits of ThinkPad start to fall apart. Great! So let's have a look at this machine. So we have the track point. The track point 1 does not have a scroll button. We have traditional IBM keyboard. Feels very nice to type with. Oh yeah, and the dust was free. I got that as part of the deal, so that does represent quite good value. Don't really see these things until I've seen them under the daylight lamp, which is kind of why I'm glad I got it, so I can actually see these things. So let's switch this on, shall we? And we'll see. We'll have a look at what's what. There's the noisy 2.1 gigabyte hard disk drive spinning up there. Well, 2.0 I think actually. Now this machine has a faulty CMOS battery, so what? 19-year-old laptop with a faulty CMOS battery? No. So obviously the machine catches amnesia every time I power the thing off, and yeah, I find it quite interesting that this has a default date of January the 1st, 1999, because I know the machine is quite a lot older than that, so that leads me to believe that this thing along the road has had a BIOS update. So I'll put in the date because it's a quite nice convenient way for me to actually tell you what date it is today. It's the 12th of November 2016. The time is, well, it's time to obviously bat the camera away. It's 2239. So it's basically just in front of 2211. And here we go. And this camera is making the screen look better than it actually does in real life. I mean, I didn't realise... Well, I had a feeling, because I'd seen the machine switched on in the listing, and I had a feeling that they were both going to be passive. But it seems I should never have let go of the 380D, because I think that was kind of the one to have. So the speaker is trying, but the Windows 98 startup sound tries sometimes even the best of speakers. But yeah, this is the one with the Work Suite on it. As you can see, Internet Explorer 6 has been installed. And as you can also see, Windows 98 is actually running quite slowly. So, what we have on here is Microsoft Home Publishing 2000, Word 2000, Works 2000, and I thought there was Microsoft Loan Shark 2000. I mean Money 2000 as well, but obviously not. An old version of CCleaner and an old version of 7-Zip. So at least they know what they're doing when it comes to file compression. Obviously, obviously I could just kind of go into here and just make this as stereotypical video, some Frontier video. Look, here's a copy of Microsoft Works 2000, and here's it running Microsoft Word. I said, here's it running Microsoft Word. In your own time. Please do not rush on my account. But this is the thing, I mean, Windows 98 is, you know, it does kind of run a bit more slowly on these Pentiums. Then again, this is a Pentium 166. The 380D and the 380E were both Pentium 150s. This is a 166. I don't know. So what would I like to do? I can't even read it. Oh well. So yeah, I mean this is the first machine. What's the damage on it? Well, the screen has quite a crack on the right hand side. Let me show you. There you go. Now I'm sure I could take this machine and let's make it great again. And I think I will do what I can to try and clean it up, but I think I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna, you know, try and get this one working, because I don't need two of these. That's not good. Oh, the plug fell out. Didn't put it in tight enough. Oopsie. So now this is going to run scan disk. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just try and, you know, so at least see if I can replace the CMOS battery, and then just sell it on. You know, hopefully I can make some of my money back with it, because yeah, money was funny. But this is the first 380ED, and yeah, I really do like it. So I will go briefly off camera, and then I will switch these machines around after I've shut this one down properly. So now let me introduce you to my second 380ED. As you can see, it's the same inside as the other one, except this one is in good condition. And again, the dust came as part of the deal. I'm getting some pretty good deals these days, you know, what where dust and that is concerned. No, I'm kidding on. I mean, obviously, you expect old machines to have at least some signs of them actually living. This is, again, a Pentium 166 MMX, and I'm just getting the slightly more worn 380, and that too is an MMX. And this one does not make any odd noises when the battery is charging. In fact, I do believe the battery on this one actually does hold a charge, as does the CMOS battery. But what we're going to do now is, well, first of all, I'm going to try some witchcraft on here. I'm going to see if this will take a hibernation partition. So I think it does. So what I'll do, I'm just going to pop in a Windows 95 boot disk, and then we'll start this one up. I have, like I said, I have replaced the hard drive. I played, oh dear, looks like the CMOS battery on this one's actually losing a slight grip on reality. Great, that's fantastic. Yeah, except it's not really. The date and time seem to be about as accurate as they can be. So yeah, you just keep beeping. Now this is one thing I did do. I did actually set this one to stretch the panel, but it's not worked. I think I upset it slightly when I was trying this with an 8GB hard drive. You know, and was constantly switching it off and on, you know, to try and get it to boot and what have you. But never mind. It's now running a 3.2 gig drive. Yeah, this boot disk is slightly ronnied. I've got two Windows 95 boot disks, one of which, the Cd-Rom Drive Messy Dex, is not readable, and one where the boot sector is not readable. So I think what I'm going to need to do is format these boot disks, probably with the compact Pcmcia 2240, which has got a good floppy disk drive in it, and then rewrite them. Anyway, so what I think we'll do now is we can F-disk this drive. Yep, and as you can see, this drive came out of the Compaq Armada 1592 DT, so it's got the Compaq setup partition on it. We really don't need that, so we'll get rid of that. It was registered as a non-DOS partition, and then we can get rid of 1592D. And suddenly it was the passive matrix version, was it? And then what we're going to do is we're going to have the hard disk with no partitions at the moment, because I'm going to try and install a what is it partition? A hibernate partition, suspend to disk. And this time we'll boot with no CD-ROM support. In fact, we should have done that from the start, if I'm going to be completely honest. Okay, so now we're back up in the DOS menu. Could really do with that screen stretching, actually. Let's create a partition. Let's go with the minimum amount of RAM. Creating partition, formatting partition. Well, the minimum amount for the partition. I mean, these machines came to me with 80 megs of RAM, and it's a bit much. So I believe this is done now. So I've got three options. I can reformat the existing partition. I could delete the existing partition or reboot. So I'm going to reboot. Press any key to reset the system. And now I will need to go back into DOS, back into FDisk, and actually go ahead and make my primary partition as normal and format it. So once again, I don't need CD-ROM support at this point in time. And it's saying that there's a partition, but it's not set as active, and that's good. But there you go. Whoops. So there you have it. So I'm just now creating a primary partition, and it's going to ask me, do I want to use the maximum partition size? Use all the available space and make the partition active? Yes, I do. And now I must restart my PC. Absolutely fine. And this time I do want CD-ROM drive support, because this step we're going to be formatting the hard drive, and you know, I can actually literally copy the Windows files over as soon as the formatting is done. And then I'm going to switch back to the boot disk with the working boot sector, because I'm going to do a full format of drive C while copying the system files over. And to do that, format C:/S. And of course you have to do a full format of the hard drive if you have just partitioned it using FDisk. This will take probably about, I want to say 5 minutes. So in that time I think I have the time to go and make a cup of tea. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. So here I am about an hour later. Just chatting on TeamSpeak. Got the microphone muted now though. Hard drive is formatted, so I'm gonna start setting things up. So I've named the drive. I'm gonna go into the C drive. I'm sure you know the dance by now. Anyway, so that's all actually been copied. So I've just ejected the boot disk, and because we made the hard disk bootable, I think we should boot from it. Starting Windows 95. Okay, CD, Windows, options, cabs, setup /IS. that that is literally designed to skip scan disk and is absolutely nothing to do with any terrorist organisations. For those of you who saw my previous video, which was about my thoughts on Armistice Day, you'll no doubt understand how I feel about war. And actually thinking about that, I hope I've not upset anyone too much. I mean, obviously I do appreciate what our forefathers did for us during the two world wars, actually defending the UK, and the number of Scottish people who actually fought and died for the United Kingdom, actually, believe it or not, during the world wars. Well, certainly certainly, I mean, we lost a higher percentage of people due to the war. We actually lost a much higher percentage of men, proportionate to our population, than I believe any other country in the war. So, obviously I do appreciate what they did for us. But, I certainly would not be, dying for my country just to protect corporate interests. But that was last video, and I shouldn't mention it in this one, because this is all about the Pentium powered ThinkPad. Okay, folks, let's see if we can detect some hardware. Yep. Sometimes it's better with Windows 95 to not tell it to detect the sound card. Sometimes it'll detect it a bit wrong, and then you'll have the devil's own job getting the drivers to go. So here you go. I mean, this is Microsoft Windows 95 analysing the machine. And I think I'm going to install the usual everything. TCP/IP, and yes, I am struggling here with the mouse pointer. I can't blooming see it. Type in my network information. Now, time to set the machine up. No startup disk, because obviously I have the image of my own. Which I've customised to fit, what I do with Windows 95 boot disks. Sometimes booting with Pcmcia Cd-Rom Drive support. Okay, so Windows 95 is now setting itself up. It's going to copy the files over. So the best thing I can do is just kind of butt out and let it do its thing. I'll be back with you at the other end of copying files. So that's the file copying complete. So what I can do is finish setup, and with that we're going to be starting Windows 95 for the first time, and a nice wee animation will come up telling us as such. Please wait while setup updates your configuration files. This may take a few minutes. Getting a hard disk out of this thing was not easy. I mean, you actually have to remove the keyboard, then you've got to remove a couple of screws back here, and remove, you've got to remove a silver cover thing here, and then try and get the hard disk out, and that's not exactly the prettiest thing in the world to do. So yeah, replacing the hard disk again in this thing is not something that I'd like to do in a hurry. But I do get the feeling that this machine is being held back a bit by its hard disk. Anyway, so I will log into Windows. I'll just kind of put my name in there. Don't want a password at this point. Time zone. Time to change it using this very tricky to see mouse pointer. And I'm just going by the shape of the text here. I can set up a printer from here. I kind of like that in Windows 95 setup. The fact that you could set up your printer before you even got to the desktop. And your mailbox as well. I mean, it was literally like... It was literally the kind of like the out-of-the-box experience for Windows 95. And the fact that you could do all that. I mean, Windows 98, it was basically just... Oh, enter your name, your company name, and your product key, and there you go. But Windows 95, it was kind of like Windows 3.1, where you set everything up during initial setup. I mean, I can understand why, you know, it didn't really catch on, because, you know, I mean, a lot of people just wouldn't use Windows messaging. You know, probably have their own email client. And then, of course, printers, you know... They weren't as easy to actually configure just by inserting a floppy disk. In fact, a lot of printer drivers started coming on CDs. Anyway, now I'm rambling. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to plug in... Well, actually, I'm going to switch the Pcmcia ports on. It's quite an annoyance about Windows 95. You want to enable the Pcmcia card slots. That's one thing it doesn't do during setup, which it probably should do. So I've now inserted my 3Com megahertz Ethernet card into the machine. And now we're going to install the drivers using this flippity floppity disk. So Windows 95 has started, and it seems that behind this Welcome to Windows 95 dialog, yep, there is a new hardware wizard, very new hardware wizard. Okay, so, yep, it's found the driver. And now I just need to tell it where it'll actually find the driver files on the floppy disk. Good. Insert the Windows 95 CD-ROM. Okay. And there we go. We are in business. So, I mean, one of the things I want to do is install the display drivers. And, well, I'm going to install all the drivers, I would hope. But before I do anything, I think I should restart Windows. Hopefully that will let the network initialize properly. There we go, Microsoft Network login. So here's all the drivers. I think one of the first things I want to install is the Portable Bay 2000. So now to install the video driver. And I'm going to set this to 800 by 600 16-bit color. And then Windows, I'll let Windows go ahead and restart itself and sort itself out. I've just got to rearrange myself. Right, now we have full display. The screen is actually filling out all of the display, but before I do anything else, I want to go to Share, Installs, Retro, Alt-PNT, okay. So now I'm going to try and go to this. This is honestly, yeah. There we go. So we have cursor trails. So there we have it. I can actually see the mouse pointer now. Great. Obviously I'm struggling with certain stuff. CardSoft Pcmcia stuff. Configuration utility. Patch for microphone gain. PC card director. Portable Bay 2000. So I think what I need to do is install the audio features. So I will go and sort that one out. Drivers, Win9X, audio, setup. And then restart. Please wait while Windows 95 shuts down. So we are now installing Microsoft Internet Explorer 5 and Internet Tools. And then afterwards we should actually be able to run the ThinkPad configuration utility. At which point I believe the basic setup of this machine will be about done. And now to be LML3 approved, installing Microsoft Office 97. Okay, so I got a bit sidetracked there, decided to install a few more things. I will be installing the PC card director driver. But while I was away, I have installed Microsoft Internet Explorer 5, the ThinkPad configuration utility, and Microsoft Office 97. So if I go here, and here we are. Okay. What I want to do now is kind of show you guys the ThinkPad config utility. So this controls all the different facets of the machine, and you know, it actually adds things into the different control panels. So you know, we've got system information that'll tell us all about it. Accessibility, all that does is enable sticky FN key. So basically, instead of pressing FN and a button, try to do it, press both keys at the same time, you can just press the FN key and it will lock, and then, you know, you press one of the other function keys. Then we've got enabling a trackpad, audio properties, power properties, battery seems to be getting a charge, hibernate, and it looks like I didn't even need to create that hibernation file using phdisk, as the ThinkPad will create it auto-magically. Never mind, I can actually go ahead and delete that partition and then resize the C drive so it fills the entire space. That's not going to be a problem. MIDI game port disabled because there is none. Probably might be one on a docking station somewhere. LCD, PC cards, infrared. Basically, you know, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of. There's obviously going to be you know, a fair amount of stuff to, you know, do with the ThinkPad. So yeah, what we can do is go to LCD and we can enable screen expansion, and we can turn the brightness up or down. So that's good. So yeah, this is the ThinkPad 380ED. It's you know, it's running Windows 95B now, and it's got Office 97. I can show you that working. Excellent. Oh look, and there's the paperclip. Hey Clippy. Yay, Clippy! On page layout. There we go. So there you have it. Anyway, I think the best thing I can do is to end this video now while I'm still ahead. So I hope you've all enjoyed this video. If you have, please feel free to subscribe to me, my channel, and interact with me in various different outlets. The URLs, of course, will follow. And apart from that, thank you for watching this video, and please join me for my next one. Cheery bye.